Hello, investors, and welcome back. Let's talk about SNDL. I'm really excited about this stock, and you know I've been talking about it for about 3 weeks. There's been some entry points, some exit points. I want to share the technical analysis side. I want to spend some time talking about that. I also want to talk about the earnings because you're going to hear rumors about earnings, but they need to complete the audit before they're going to announce their earnings. Earnings and revenue, even on tradingview.com, they have it posted here. In purple, it says April 29th, 2022. Zach said that once the audit's complete, and he's expecting the audit to be complete by the end of this month. So that would mean by the end of April. It could be complete over the weekend. We could see earnings on Monday of next week. We're not sure until that's officially announced. So you will get a news release. I'm expecting that we'll get a news release that explains that the audit is complete and they are ready to announce financials. Now, what is really interesting is not only are we due to get the financials that have been delayed, we are due for the first quarter financials, and that is, according to Earnings Whisper, supposed to take place May 10th, 6:45 p.m. So will we get Q1 in a couple of weeks? Also, we should get clarity during the call on all of this information. But current year, 2021, and of course this isn't 2021, but we're talking about the financials that we should be recognizing for this last year. We are expecting 49 million, or a low estimate of 39 million. So are they actually going to beat this miss with this quarter financials that's coming in? And then next quarter, we're expecting either a low estimate of 14 million or a high estimate of 159 million. Look at that mass confusion of what's going to happen in March here. 567% upside. Will we recognize Alcana's acquisition in first quarter or next quarter? And then the end of the year, 1,368% upside on this revenue, right? Low side of half a billion, 498 million, and 775 is the high estimate for revenue growth. So will we actually grow in to this price to sales of 20 times price to sales right now? And that's what I'm expecting to understand a little better during this earnings. Now, if any of this helps you at all, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave the video a big thumbs up. I want to get straight into the technical analysis aspect of the stock. I think you want to keep lower amount of stocks in your portfolio and really look at catalysts that are coming up, because those numbers are absolutely massive. But how much has been priced in? And back here, will we see $4 again? Now remember, back here, we were 5 times price to sales, and we also had, and let me show you where I'm getting that from, 5 times price to sales. Back in March, we were 5 times price to sales approximately. But back here, we also had that catalyst of, we're in this February timeframe, so March is here, right? And we're above $1. So you'll see March here, it dipped down almost to $1. It dipped down to the dollar mark and then ran up to about $1.68. But this was 5 times price to sales, trailing 12 months. This is legislation progress. The reason that this ran up to the extent that it did had nothing to do with financials. It had to do with legislative process, and that's been postponed. And you can see the run-up that happened here. This run-up happened here because of progress that those bills were making it to the Senate, and there may be a vote. That was the end of March. So not only did we have the Alcana acquisition, and typically when you acquire a company, it's going to benefit the acquired company more. And that's why we didn't see a run up in the share price. I was excited, more bullish than I've ever been before on this stock, but it didn't have to do with the legislative process. It had to do with making sure that you had visibility on this stock and you had an entry point low enough to be recognizing that those good financials that happen or are going to happen in the future. Now, the earnings that just happened, that we recognize the Spirit Leaf brand that was recently acquired, that led to most of this dilution. So if we're looking at the dilution, you can see here a few months later, you can see that the dilution just increased and continued to increase. And, we've just been getting clobbered with using shares instead of using cash. And the earnings were green. So if you click on the earnings, it was a surprise beat, which is positive. And that's what we're expecting to happen again. But how much of this is priced in? And what is going on with the price action right here? You've got the volume that I have in the chart here. Volume's been very low in comparison with what we've seen from SNDL historically. And in the RSI indicator, you're showing that it's in a downtrend and it's sitting in this flat. Basically, it's going sideways, but it's showing a downtrend. So this is a trend indicator, but you can use this to not only look at your EMA or your 20, 50, 100, 200. Right now I've got white that's representing the 20, and this price action is all sitting below that 20 EMA. These candlesticks represent 4 hours. The top of that is going to be the wick, and you can see some of these have a wick. You can barely see that wick. These are 4 hours, and as you go from 9:30, you see the next one hits 13:30 or 1:30. So if we go into the 30-minute chart, I want to go into the 30-minute chart. This is going to zoom us in, so that way we can see the range that we're in right now. And you can see that in the 30-minute chart, these are all now 30-minute candles. It's basically just been going sideways. The entire chart fits in between 53 cents and 50 cents. And I've been covering this on each one of my videos. I like to talk about the price action. I've been moving this green line down to make sure that nobody buys any higher than they have to. And there's no recommendation in this channel to buy at any level, but I will tell you, if you need a set it and forget it level to buy in at, you could see that this is showing support all the way from April 21st to April 27th. It is hit within this range. Here I've got it built in. You can see it in green, 50.31 and 50.15. It has hit both of those levels and has come back from that level, showing that if you just bought this stock at 50.15 and you set it and forget it, or even 50.31, you're up. You're doing better than me. You're doing better than me, and I expect this to continue to climb leading into the earnings. Now let's talk about resistance briefly, and you can see the moving average, the 20, is this white line, and I made it a little bit more bold-faced, but anytime it falls below that, that could be seen as a potential buying opportunity, and you can look at your trend indicator, and those two match up. Those can signal a buying opportunity. So you can see here and here, here and here. There's also multiple touch points here, and then it goes flat and sideways. Now, as it climbs and breaches this 70 and also climbs above these EMAs, the 20, 50, 100, 200, you could find rejection points. So pay attention to those rejection points. If I zoom out, you can see that right here, when it hits the 200 on the EMA, it gets rejected. So pay attention to that. Right now it'd be 55. Right here it'd be about 53 on the 100. So those EMAs can be helpful for predicting where you're gonna meet some rejection on the share price. That's all I've got for you right now. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up button. And there's also a thanks icon if you'd like to use that. Be sure to check that out, and I'll see you in the next video.